Hello there guys. In this quick video I'm going to be resurrecting these German captive figures from Masterbox. I say resurrecting because I have built these before, these exact figures, and I used them in the first diorama that I built way back in sort of 2016 I think it was. I did a reflection video on that a while ago, and I said there that I broke the diorama up, but I wanted to redo the figures and do a better job at them. So in this resurrected version, I want a much smaller scene, which is focused entirely in fact, on these figures. I tried out a few configurations on a slate base, which originally was going to be a very wet, muddy base like this. But then I decided to move to a drier, gravelly environment, and if you're a regular viewer of my channel, you'll have seen that base in a recent video. Now, one of the issues with the figures originally was I didn't do a great job on the construction, so there were a few seam lines that needed scraping down, and there were definitely a few gaps which needed to be filled. Some of you might be screaming at the screen right now, I need to strip that paint off before I carry on. I've never really found the need to do that, to be honest with you. So I filled these up, sanded down the seam lines, and then just primered them with standard Tamiya primer. I then tried to airbrush a light amount of black from beneath to get some shadows in there. And I couldn't decide whether or not to airbrush or to brush paint these figures, but in the end I went for brush painting. I've got a variety of Vallejo colours. One of the main ones I used here was their German field grey. Here I'm putting it on a little bit too thickly actually, and I'm losing some of that pre-shading. But I also wanted to make sure that not all of the figures had the exact same colour uniform, so I did take some bronze green, also from Vallejo, and mix that with a field grey at varying ratios for each of the figures. And in fact, even within one figure, the jacket, for example, might not be the exact shade that the trousers are. Our Russian guy, of course, has a different uniform, and I wanted to make sure that really was a different shade to distinguish them. So this is the Russian uniform colour from Vallejo. For flesh colours, I do prefer the AK Gen 3 paints, and I start with this quite dark base flesh. Before adding light flesh in some of the raised sort of detail areas. I'm still terrible at painting figures. I'm still trying to find a technique that really works for me. And I know that some figure painters will use up to sort of 5 colours for the skin tones. I'm just not that good. I think part of it is a problem which I've managed to get over in terms of weathering vehicles and so on, which is that when you put the paint down at first, the effect looks quite extreme, but then it does lessen as the effects dry. And I haven't quite got to the point where I'm comfortable with doing that on figures just yet. One thing I did like about the original figures I had is that their uniform details were quite good. I did pick out the various insignia, their buttons and so on, so I need to make sure I do at least as well for this one. And to be honest, I'm not sure I have. Although I am going for the light, dusty, weathered look, I did give the figures a wash in sepia oil paint, thinned with odourless thinner, to try to pull out the details and indicate sort of prior dirt on these figures and so on. Once that had dried, I gave everything a coat of VMS matte varnish, partly to seal the paintwork in because the Vallejo paint is quite soft and it can come off with repeated handling, but also because that matte varnish provides a nice grippy surface for the next effect, which was pigments. So I've got three pigments here. A dark browny colour whose name has long since rubbed off the bottle. A European earth, which is closer to a sort of a grey colour. And then light dust, which is a very, very light dust colour. So I started with the brown colour and I applied that fairly lightly. A little bit of pigment does go a long way. Concentrating on the lower part of the figures, particularly the boots and the knees and parts that may have had contact with the ground. I then took the European earth pigment, which is much lighter, and that's a much closer match to the terrain colour, so I applied that much more heavily, but still making sure I had more on the lower half of the model than the upper. To a certain extent, when you apply this pigment, it almost acts like a bit like a dry brush really, in that it highlights the edge detail. And the effect of that European earth was such that I decided I didn't really need the light dust pigment. With that done, it was time to superglue my figures to the base. And there we go, guys. That was my repainting of the German captive figures from Masterbox. Although my result is not perfect, and I did forget to paint the gaiters, hopefully it is an improvement from my original attempt. I do like this simple scene, and if you remember my Soviet BA-64 scout car that I built recently, with the figures sitting on the side watching something, you'll notice that this base and that base fit quite nicely together. And hopefully that combined scene retains something of that original diorama that I first built. I hope you've enjoyed this video. I would like to say thank you to all of you for watching, and special thanks to my Patreon supporters and YouTube members for their ongoing support of my channel. I've got lots more videos coming up, so if you'd like to see those, then please remember to hit like and subscribe. And until next time, thank you again for watching, and have fun modelling.